The current occupant is the newest Hulu original Into the Dark episode, and this is July's episode. And this deals with a man who wakes up in an insane asylum. And throughout the course of this, he starts to have delusions of grandeur, to say the least. And he believes himself to be the president of the United States, and that these guys are all trying to keep him locked away from his job. And he starts down this path of, like, you know, distrust and conspiracy theories and all sorts of shit. So, and then throughout the whole film, you're really trying to guess: is this guy the president or is he not? Is this guy fucking crazy or is he not? And that really is the movie. Like, you're just trying to figure out one after the other. Like, is this dude nuts or is this dude legit? Are these people really there or are they really not? Like, you know, you're in that crazy mind, so you know anything's possible, and you've seen the gimmicks in the past. You're like, all right, this person's probably going to end up not being real or whatever. So your brain kind of goes in those places, which is good because it keeps you guessing throughout. And last month's episode, Good Boy, was my favorite episode of Into the Dark so far, and I actually thought it was pretty damn good. And I was like, yes, finally we have a really good episode of Into the Dark, something I'd been waiting for forever. And I was like, God, maybe they can do 2 for 2. Maybe we'll, like, stay on, you know, we'll keep it consistent from here on. We'll keep it going. And this one is a downgrade, but this kind of fell into that fine territory once again. This movie reminds me of something like Shutter Island. Throughout the film, you're really questioning everyone's sanity. You're questioning everything you see around him. This guy is no Leonardo DiCaprio. You have no Ben Kingsleys. You have no Ted Levines or Mark Ruffalo's or Jackie Earl Haley. You have none of these caliber of actors. And I think there's even more amazing actors in that film that I'm not mentioning. Oh, fucking Michelle Williams, phenomenal actress. So yeah, you definitely don't have performances like that in here. You don't have the writing that movie has, but it has a similar feel to it. It reminds me of a longer, drawn-out, updated version of The Twilight Zone. You know what? I was actually watching this, and I was thinking that I wish that the Into the Dark show was actually the new Twilight Zone, the Jordan Peele hosted one, because I thought that show was dreadful. I thought pretty much every episode was trash. And I watched this, and every episode's good. And there's a lot of Twilight Zone-esque moments to a good amount of these, or even Black Mirror at times. But I think that a lot of these could be passed off as Twilight Zone episodes had they been shortened a bit, and a lot of them could use some shortening or be better for it. So watching this felt like a Twilight Zone episode. Like, what if you woke up in an insane asylum and you thought you were the president of the United States? Like, that's the Twilight Zone. Like, that's straight up that kind of fucking Rod Serling kind of stuff. And this film does it fine. It's a very watchable movie. Like, it's like, all right, like, I'm intrigued. I want to see where this goes. I thought that there was kind of some really tense, sad moments, because while he's down there, it's kind of that typical insane asylum where all the guards are crooked and making him do terrible things. There's some very nightmarish imagery that he has in his head, or is it in his head, kind of stuff. And everything feels very hopeless and dire in this. And you start to feel bad for the guy at times, but then you're like, should I? Because where's this heading? Like, what are we going to get revealed? And then when the reveal came, I think it's like one of those, fake out, double fakes, whatever. And you're just like, okay, where is this? Where is this? Where is this? At the end of it, though, as I said, I feel fine about it. I felt the same way about almost every episode of this show. It's watchable. I look forward to it every month that it comes out, but I don't think I'd watch a single episode again. Even Good Boy, which I thought was the best episode of this show, I still don't have any interest in going back and rewatching it. So they've all just been like one time, fine, 5, 5.5, 6, somewhere in that area out of 10. And this is yet another. So anyway, anybody still watching Into the Dark? Somebody told me recently that they typed in Into the Dark reviews and I was the only person reviewing this show. I don't know, I haven't checked that, but if that's true, that doesn't surprise me at all. Who's watching this? I never hear anybody talk about it. And I'm in a few horror groups, and I know a bunch of people that watch horror all the time, and I know almost no one. I know a couple, but very, very few people who actually watch the show. But they keep making it. I'll be curious on if it gets renewed for a third season. If it does, if they already have one in the works. Are these just films they like made and like were sitting on the shelf, and then they just kind of fudged them into being like, well, yeah, it's this one's for President's Day or something. I don't know. But anyways, who's still watching this? You still watching this? Or are you just waiting for my review? And then you go, just yet again, didn't sell me. Sorry, I'm not trying to not sell you. I'm trying to tell you the truth. And this one's fine. If you want to waste a couple hours, there you go. It's an hour and 20, so something like that. But let me know. Adios.